President Volodymyr Zelensky has said victory is beginning, but in a late-night address, he called on Western leaders to strengthen sanctions against Russia.
The 81st day of our defence is coming to an end, and another week of round-the-clock work for Ukraine and victory is beginning. The occupiers must feel the rising cost of war for them, feel it constantly. Now the priority is the oil embargo.
Well, it comes as all 27 EU foreign ministers and the Ukrainian and Canadian representatives are meeting in Brussels in the next hour to discuss the embargo on oil and gas supplies. In Ukraine, Russian forces are continuing their offensive in the east of the country, despite Ministry of Defence assessments that they have lost 1/3 of their ground combat force. Well, let's go over to our chief correspondent, Richard Gaisford. He's in Zaporizhzhia this morning. It's near the conflict zone. Good morning to you, Richard. And bring us up to date on the latest here. What's the situation like on the ground where you are?
Yeah, there's been some pretty intense fighting to the south of the city here. The front line, Charlotte, just half an hour's drive away in some places. Both sides taking large numbers of losses, and we understand that the Russians are now moving a new tank regiment into place, which signals the fact that they want to continue moving north despite that stiff Ukrainian resistance. Across the weekend, we've been with Ukrainian forces in defensive positions just behind the front line. We've also been meeting with a former British soldier, one man who lives here, who is making a big difference to the Ukrainian war effort, and who tells me with these years of experience in the British Army, he knows that with more kit, more weapons, he and the men he's working with could push the Russians back.
They are ready for a Russian push on Zaporizhzhia.
Ready.
You're ready?
We are ready.
This is my house. This is my home. This is my homeland. There is nothing else I could do. This is what I need to be doing, what I want to be doing.
Defensive positions are manned, soldiers on permanent guard in a network of trenches to stop an enemy advance.
We protect women, children, a man, also elders, so we are on a protector's position. And who are Russians? Russia is a hell, Russians demons, Putin is a Satan.
These National Guards have been hit 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the last month. Their position attacked by Russian artillery with a number of fatalities. Helping to keep the Russians at bay is a former British soldier who's lived and worked in Zaporizhzhia for the last decade.
They're good people. You know, you can't justify this war in any means.
Zach West spent 24 years in the Royal Artillery with service in Iraq and Afghanistan. Now he's leading ambush operations, destroying Russian armour and capturing enemy soldiers.
Basic equipment, if we're going to change different weapon systems, then we need, more modern systems here, just for the fighting man, as in helmets, body armour, rifles, etc.
In this village south of the city, Russian forces are just 5 kilometres away. So far, 50 artillery shells have hit it in the last week.
This is terrible. I really don't want to say. After the attack every night, it's really scary. We are waiting for this to happen again.
Zenaida tells me she's lost her hearing since shells exploded around her home, covering her in shattered glass. The house is wrecked, her cat was killed. The only comfort Zenaida now has are puppies born to a stray dog that arrived in her garden. She and others here refuse to leave despite the danger. Their faith placed in Ukrainian soldiers who feel they now have the upper hand and are ready to start pushing the Russian forces back. Richard Gaisford, Good Morning Britain, Zaporizhzhia.